Dobry wieczór wszystkim, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm Mysticle, and I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. I've been gone for a little bit, gone on a little trip, but that means a lot of VR news has piled up for us today. So, as usual, if you're interested in any specific part of this video, you've got chapters down below to skip to it, and with that being said, let's get right into it. So, the first piece of news for us today is one for those of us that enjoy traveling, as the Quest 2 and Quest 3 have received experimental travel mode support to make positional tracking work on airplanes. You can add travel mode to your headset's quick settings via the toggle in the experimental section of settings. Meta says you need to be on the stable and not PTC version of system software v65 to see this, and you should restart your headset if you still don't. Note that the Quest Pro isn't actually supported here. Only the Quest 2 and Quest 3 are the ones that receive this feature. Enabling travel mode will make positional tracking work on a moving airplane. Other forms of transport, such as trains, aren't officially supported yet, but will be at some point in the future, according to Meta. You can still try it on those forms of transport, however, if they're not officially supported, it may not work in the way that you want it to. Hopefully though, now that they've brought airplanes to the mix, they will be bringing the rest in rather soon. And with this piece of information, that travel mode is now unofficially experimentally supported, Lufthansa will apparently trial providing a Quest 3 to business class passengers this summer. This is one that I didn't see coming, and one that will be a huge boost for virtual reality if enjoyed on airplanes. Imagine a lot of these users that have never touched a Quest 3 or any VR device for that matter, going on an airplane, receiving one, and actually enjoying it. Lufthansa and Meta have announced that they will provide a Quest 3 headset to business class passengers on some flights starting in summer. Described as a pilot program, pun intended, the scheme will see customers on selected flights in Lufthansa's new Allegris business class this summer offered a Quest 3 headset with a streamlined launcher preloaded with certain apps. These specific apps haven't been detailed yet, but here's what Meta says they'll offer. Enjoy an immersive cinema experience with selected movies and TV shows, listen to prominent travel podcasters and see their stories come to life through spatial videos and select 360-degree video content, discover travel destinations from a bird's eye view with virtual sightseeing previews before you arrive, play interactive games like Connect 4 and chess, relax with active meditation exercises, and enjoy a passive lean-back experience. That's very interesting. Do you know what would be really cool if they could show you some form of an interactive map of exactly where the plane is at the given moment so that you can maybe look outside the plane? Or even cooler, imagine the plane falling apart around you in virtual reality and being able to see what is underneath you in real time. That would be really cool. I know some planes have these like interactive maps where you can see where you currently are, and that would look incredible in virtual reality. Even though I see nothing about that here yet, I can only imagine that something like that might be coming in the future. It just seems to make sense in my head. Either way, really cool, love to see it. Something else I love to see, AppLab has now merged with the official store. There will be no more warnings and a lot less strictness on the official Quest store. And we talked about this in a previous video. AppLab has now officially merged with the original store, therefore showcasing all the AppLab games that were previously not visible in the official store. You had to go search for them. Then when you went to install them, they actually showed you a warning saying they were from AppLab. That is now gone, as Meta has begun opening up Quest AppLab, making previously unlisted games and apps viewable in its main store. This follows Meta removing the previous pop-up warning when checking AppLab pages, which was recently replaced by a quieter on-page disclaimer. However, only 100 apps are currently viewable publicly, and the selection criteria is unclear. It's unknown whether more AppLab apps will gradually appear over time. I would certainly hope so. I don't see why opening up AppLab would mean that they're now only allowing certain apps into the official store. It makes no sense for me to do that, but hopefully this is just a timed thing and the rest will come over time. Something else that we've begun seeing is Quest headsets that are being used for specific things. For example, Meta is apparently now working on a Quest for education, offering it to schools and universities. Meta is working on a platform to allow schools and universities to manage Quest headsets for use in a classroom. The offering will be similar to Quest for Business platform that Meta launched late last year, which offers mass management, updating, and app management of Quest headsets for a per device subscription fee. Meta isn't announcing the full details of the education offering yet, or the name, but says it will allow teachers, trainers, and administrators to access a range of education-specific apps and features, making it possible for them to manage multiple Quest devices at one time, without the need for each device in the classroom or training environment to be updated and prepared individually. The company claims these features will save teachers time and allow students to pick up the headsets and get started right away. That's actually really interesting. I can see a comment here in the Upload VR article actually talking about showing students history this way in virtual reality, which I find really interesting. This isn't the first time we're actually seeing virtual reality be used for education. However, I do believe it might be one of the first times that we're seeing an education-specific operating system. I do think this could come out to be quite popular within the education system if the education system is, for example, already using Quest devices. As, you know, these are the cheapest devices on the market right now, and giving those out to students would certainly be much easier than doing so with, say, a Valve Index. Standalone devices in education are always going to work better than wired devices per se, and especially if they're as cheap as the Quest. You know, schools are already doing this with laptops, for example, handing those out to students and allowing them to learn on those. I can see maybe in the future, when this is more grown out, them doing the same with virtual reality devices. And this is just the beginning of that. You get a lot more freedom with SIGSTOF than you do on a flat screen. Talking about flat screens, Immersed for Apple Vision Pro gives you virtual extra Mac monitors with trade-offs. Immersed for the Apple Vision Pro gives you virtual extra Mac, Windows, or Linux monitors. Vision Pro's built-in Mac virtual display feature has remarkably high quality and low latency, thanks to Apple creating a direct-to-device Wi-Fi connection. But it has major limitations. It only supports one screen, the physical screen of your MacBook, or the first physical monitor of your desktop Mac. Immersed has offered PC monitor mirroring and extra virtual monitors for the Quest, Vive Focus, and Pico users for years now, and the startup is also working with Qualcomm to build its own headset, designed specifically around this use case. As with other headsets, the new Immersed Vision Pro app lets you spawn up to 4 virtual monitors, for a total of 5 monitors including your mirrored physical one. On Vision OS, Immersed gives you 2 extra for free, and the other 2 are gated behind a $50 in-app purchase. So I guess Immersed is an option for you guys out there if you're looking for creating virtual monitors on your Apple Vision Pro, and you know, having maximum productivity out there, especially since not everyone can afford those monitors in real life, and having virtual ones on such a high resolution display could be a nice alternative. The best hand tracking has just become better. If you guys remember the Leap motion, that was actually upgraded to Ultraleap, and now Ultraleap Hyperion apparently makes the best hand tracking even better. The Leap Motion was a tiny little device that you could actually put on the front of virtual reality headsets in the past. You could use it for a bunch of other things as well, but this was one of my main use cases for the device, and you could use that for hand tracking before hand tracking on these headsets was even a thing. It was really, really cool. It was quite basic back then, but it has grown a lot since Ultraleap released Hyperion, the latest version of its industry-leading hand tracking software runtime and SDK. Hyperion connects to the Leap Motion Controller 2 add-on, which supports almost any headset, including standalone headsets via USB, or can be integrated into a headset's existing sensor suite by headset makers. Upload VR has tried the previous version of Ultraleap's hand tracking called Gemini at CES 2022, and found it noticeably superior to Meta Quest or Apple Vision Pro hand tracking. Ultraleap claims Hyperion can track small finger movements down to the millimeter to enable subtle micro gestures, and more robust when the hand is holding a physical object. Hyperion also adds support for fiducial marker tracking in addition to hands, and gives developers direct access to Leap Motion Controller 2 stereo IR cameras so they can implement custom computer vision algorithms. Finally, Hyperion adds a low power mode and high power mode in addition to regular mode. Low power mode is designed to allow hand tracking to work on thinner headsets, and perhaps even glasses, with smaller batteries, while high power mode delivers the best possible hand tracking with the lowest possible latency by using more computing power and therefore energy. It would be very interesting to see how software like this would actually run on the Meta Quest, as I myself haven't actually tried even Ultraleap's Gemini software, but people that have tried it and people that I have talked to have in fact agreed with Upload VR, stating it was vastly superior to even that, and I myself am impressed with that. I use it pretty much every day, and for tasks where I don't need controllers, for example, browsing the ecosystem or watching movies, I basically never take out my controllers. And again, that works really well. So seeing something that works even better, I bet I'd be very impressed. I do think hand tracking is going to be the future for a lot of things, for example, augmented reality. And finally, the Apple Vision Pro is getting system-wide live captions for people and apps. This is going to be great for people that need those captions, perhaps, and it's also going to be fantastic for live translation, I can only imagine. These captions will work for live conversations via microphone input, as well as audio from any app, including on FaceTime calls. For comparison, Meta Quest's platform currently offers a live captions option in Quest TV and Quest Store videos, but not system-wide. Apple says Vision Pro will also get support for additional made-for-iPhone hearing devices and cochlear hearing processors, as well as reduced transparency, smart invert, and dim flashing lights toggles for people with vision impairment or photosensitivity. The Apple Vision Pro already offers a wide range of accessibility features, including a screen reader, zooming, and color filters for people with color vision deficiency. So Apple adding to this doesn't surprise me whatsoever, but seeing live captions added is really a nice touch. And I love seeing companies adding these accessibility options for people that might need them. It really does allow everyone to get a glimpse at these devices. Either way though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess the bone works too, but let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below, where I want to see you posting your spice memes. And thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel, and to anyone else supporting the channel in any way, shape, or form. You guys are amazing. Your support means a lot to me. So seriously, much love. And as usual, if you want to be notified of content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack the subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace. Find them, and then they showed a warning. This isn't the first time we're seeing virtual reality be used in a... Emma? I need to go check that. Ej, co się tam dzieje? Nie wiem, ja to słyszałam przez słuchawkę, mam mega głośno